Welcome to Ravenovah. Please go to my channel, also hit the notification bell, like this video, please share. Welcome to another edition of She Speaks, where I have a conversation with a two-spirit woman that's actually had the SRS surgery, and I want to share her story and reference a lot of things she's gone through, and also information in case you were the kind of girl that was always wondered information, because a lot of times when it come down to it, a lot of times the girls don't tell everything because of being judged. So make sure you share this video and like this video as I speak to her, and she gives me the insight on how it is in the SRS surgery. Like and share. Welcome to
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people? Subscribe to my channel.
Welcome to another edition of She Speaks, where one of my sisters is basically coming from the hospital that's just the one to get out here and help you have a better life. So I want to thank her. She's actually showing her love for to other sisters and stuff like that to let you know of things you don't know, inform you, educate you on a lot of things that she's dealing with. Now, hello, my sister. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm still in the hospital. My throat is a little groggy because they pull out a tube from my throat. But I think when it comes to gender reassignment surgery, there is not enough information out there, and this is a very, very, very dangerous surgery.
Exactly.
You may get blood transfusion. You may not survive it. It's very, very dangerous.
Okay, well, let me just start to ask you a few questions, stuff like that, just to give people a little background on, you. What age did you transition?
I'm from a third world country, so it was illegal in my country. So it's a prison sentence and it's a death sentence. So I have to wait till I moved to the States, and in which that I started late. I started late to my transition because I wasn't able to, because I would have been killed. So I started at 23. I moved to the state at 21, but I started at 23 because I wanted to make sure it was the right decision. I go back and forth because I knew that I knew that it was the right decision, but I knew my family wouldn't accept it. So I wanted to prepare myself mentally to know that if none of my family them accept me, can I deal with it?
Wow, you're a strong woman.
So I dealt with it, but what has helped me, I become the social media where I post things on the internet and social media, and I think the world become my family. So I post things because I said to myself, one day my family who doesn't talk to me will watch my video and see that I'm actually happy.
Exactly.
And so they watch my video and they actually come around now and see that I'm happy. But now they're watching. I don't want to change who I am because I'm out there, and I don't want to change who I am now that they're watching. But I think a lot of girls are getting sex change because their friend got it,
right.
And their friend is not. And let me say this: some people would say don't get it. I don't think anybody should tell nobody don't get it. If a girl really wants it, she should get it. But no one should force a girl to get it as well. Some people are getting it because they see their friend get it, and they don't know that their friend is walking around with a vagina that is very hollow, that you can only give 2 inches penis. And have you ever met a man with a 2-inch penis? So it's very rare. And what the doctors are not telling, they said it's one surgery, but you end up having to go back and have 2 more surgery and so forth to get more depth. Because they're not going to get the depth that you need.
Wow.
And the sex, are you going to end? I think if you're a person who loves sex and love having sex, you may never enjoy sex again.
Wow.
Because you have to remember all these years you used to getting
right.
it in your butt. So your butt is used to that sensation. Now this is a new old, and your body is not used to that sensation. So your body don't even like that sensation because your body not used to that.
It's
your
a
body
rebirth.
used to the other sensation. The first time I tried it, when I went to have sex, I really wanted to pull him out of my vagina and just put it in my ass, because the sensation in my ass was felt better, because that's what I'm used to.
Right.
Because that's what I'm used to.
So it's a rebirth. So it's like a rebirth of meeting your body all over again.
It's a rebirth, meeting your body all over again.
Right.
My ass think it's my vagina think it's my ass, and my ass think it's my vagina. And when I sit down to pee, I'm pushing the anal instead of the pee. It's like the muscles confused. The muscles doesn't understand. So I'm sitting on the toilet to pee, and my pee's not coming. It's my ass I'm pushing. So I'm actually doing number 2 instead of peeing. And then the pee come out. So it's the muscle not remembering each other, because these are new muscles. You know, you have new muscles. So you have to learn to pee all over again, and use the bathroom all over again. And the sensation, you have to get used to the sensation. If you have to focus your mind and tell yourself, well, I'm not going to put anything in my ass. You're not going to put anything in your butt. To try to get used to the sensation. As much as when somebody trying to have sex with you, and you really want to pull them out and put it in your butt, you have to stick through it to get used to the sensation.
So let me ask you this. So when they're going into the vagina, is it complicated, or is it not as pleasant? Has it gotten better because of the surgery? You know, because before it was in the beginning, so you have to relearn.
In the beginning state, it was awkward and it was weird. But now things are better. Now I actually enjoy the sensation and pleasure. Because it takes time. You're getting used to it.
So let me ask you this: when it comes down to that, as far as penetration, how deep, like a person? Because they said only, I think it said there's like ventilators, or they only go to 8 or 7.
They can only go to 8 inches.
So suppose somebody you met was past 8 inches. Would it be a problem if they kept? Because you know sometimes men become very aggressive and try to ram it in you. You know what I mean?
Yes. You can't. It's like how they do it in the ass and they're ramming you. You can't do that.
Okay, so they can actually put you in the hospital if they
can actually put you in the hospital.
Wow.
So you have to warm up and get used to it. And before that even happens, that's going to take years before somebody can ram you. You know, there's a difference between making love and getting fucked. You can't be getting fucked. They have to make love to you.
Right. Agreed.
So yeah. So it's different. But you always still have your ass to fall back, and you know most girls are using their ass because one of the things too. There's something that most of the girls don't know. There's 2 different procedures that they do. They have one where they use some of the intestine and put it inside, and they have one where they make it really wet. And most of the girl who has the wet vagina, it smells. So they're walking around with smelling like a sushi restaurant dumpster. Because the reason for that is because the vagina is not self-clean.
Right.
It's like the regular vagina, we born genetic female, that is self-clean. This is not self-clean. So when it becomes when it's really wet too much, it develops mucus, so it smells. So and this is what I have to say. A lot of girls who become who they are not clean. Who doesn't take shower 2 times a day, 3 times a day, are not clean. So if they still have that boy mentality where they do bird bath and stuff, hell no. Don't get a vagina at all, because they're gonna smell really bad. Because you have to, because it's not self-clean. Even when you use lubrication, it leaves the stubble things inside it when it dry up. So you have to use a hose and push inside it and use a finger and clean it out.
So let me ask you this. Can it be used the same way? Because a lot of times women use vinegar and water and stuff to douche it out and clean it.
Yes, you douche it out same way and clean it out. Just like you do your ass, you douche it out and clean it out.
Okay.
You douche it out and clean it, because you have to clean. When I take a shower, because I take the shower head off and I had the hose, and I push the hose up inside me all the time and I clean it. So when I take a shower every day, I use the hose inside me. So you have to get a shower where you can pull down the hose and push inside them. So I use that and I push it. And I also have a dildo in my shower where I soap up the dildo and push it inside me and clean it. Because even when I pull that dildo out and smell it, it smells fishy. So you have to have like one dildo in your shower, you know, a little long one where you soap it up and push inside it, because you have to clean it up proper. Because one of the things that they don't tell you, and the vagina really does smell.
Right.
It does have a odor and it does smell bad. So you have to clean it properly.
So I'm sorry. So you're saying that you have to literally take something and wipe it inside, like you're wiping out, like you're cleaning out a pot. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like take your hand and go in and just.
I put the dildo with soap and just push it inside and push it inside, and then use the hose and spray up inside it.
Amazing! I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So has it ever been like a part where, you know, something got stuck in it that you have to literally like reach up in there to pull it out, or is it just comes out easily?
It comes out easily. It's easy to clean.
Okay.
It's easy to clean. You just have to clean it regular, because it does, especially like when it's hot now. It's, oh my gosh! What they don't tell you as well is that, given the fact that it's summer to now, it's like an oven on it there. It's an oven underneath there. So, it's, you know, it's so when you're used to having your penis and your balls and all of that, and then now you get the vagina. It's hot underneath there, hot.
So let me ask you this: so when someone is penetrating you sexually, do you get the same orgasm you would get the other?
To be honest with you, I even get more.
Okay.
Get more. For me, it's different. I even get more. The sensation is amazing now. The sensation is amazing, and especially when someone licks you, it's amazing. You high roll to the back of your head, it's amazing. But you have to remember, not everybody is going to get that.
Right.
Because with me, the reason why I had surgery yesterday is because my clitoris was too big. My clitoris was too big, so every time I walk, it's like I'm fucking myself, because my clitoris was touching my panty, and I'm in the train like jumping because it was touching the panty, because it's so sensitive.
So you was having orgasms.
Yes, and that's because I didn't have foreskin, and because I used the head of the penis, the tip of the penis. So yeah.
So let me ask you this, because a lot of times the girls get their work done overseas. So you did get it done in the States.
I don't think anyone should go overseas. This is what I think on surgery overseas. No one should put a bargain price on their life.
That's true.
Because going overseas and something happened to you, I don't think anyone should put a bargain price in it. Going overseas to get your teeth done and stuff, fine. But cosmetic surgery, no, you can't put a price on your life. I think technology has come far now. I mean, but Thailand has done some great work. So because Thailand, you know, most of the beautiful ones them come from Thailand where they get their stuff done. So it's, you know, but it's, yeah.
So let me ask you this: when getting into relationships, because you don't answer most of the whole thing. So when it comes to when it comes to meeting men, do you have the conversation of that you was once, or you just don't say anything?
No. All right. I had my facial feminization as well. So before I didn't realize how much. I think every girl should get their facial feminization, because we think we don't need the facial feminization. I thought I didn't need it, but once I got the facial feminization, there's a big difference, and no one can tell us I'm trans anymore. No one can tell us I'm trans anymore. The reason why I tell people I'm trans is because they're killing the girls. Right? Because right now I don't consider myself trans. I don't consider myself transgender, because in my opinion, and this is my opinion, this is not facts, this is my opinion. In my opinion, when you had your gender reassignment surgery, you graduate.
Amen.
You graduate. I think when you have your penis, you say you're trans. So everybody know what that is. But when you have a pussy, the point of paying for and getting a pussy is to leave to leave that part.
Amen.
And to live the life as a straight woman.
That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, where is the ending part? If y'all still keep calling yourself that, where is the end? Because it's supposed to be a surgery. It's not supposed to be something forever. I agree with you there.
Exactly. So I don't consider myself trans, but the only reason why I use the word trans and tag myself trans, it's because of the violence against trans women.
Right.
But do I consider myself trans? Hell no, because that's the whole point of having the surgery.
Exactly.
So you can drop that part. For me, it's like going to school and you graduate, but at the same time, not everybody need the surgery. Not everybody should get the surgery because it is not for everyone. Because at the end of the day, some people already fall in love with their penis. You get my point? Some girl already fall in love with their penis and enjoy their penis. I never enjoyed my penis. I never liked it. I never enjoyed. I don't even like when someone go down or touch it. I hated it. But if a girl enjoyed, then she should keep it.
So let me ask you this. So when having sex with men, you don't tell them anything. You just do it.
I don't tell them anything because there's no need to tell them anything because I have a vagina.
Right. So
because I have a vagina, there's no need to tell them anything. The only concern with that is that if they're too big for me.
Right. Okay. So
and even because I have a huge ass, even if they're too big for me, I will guide it to my ass and they wouldn't know the difference.
Okay.
So I guide one to my ass and he had no idea that he fucked me in the ass. He's like, wow, you have some good pussy. Because once you have a pussy, they're not expecting it to be in the ass. You get my point? Right. So I guide him to the ass, and he was like, wow, you have some good pussy. And I'm like, sweetie, you fucked me in my ass, actually.
Right. So,
and he was like, what? I'm like, yeah, you did. And he's like, wow, it feels so good. He didn't even know because he was way too big, and I knew that he would hurt me because I was also still getting better because it wasn't wide enough yet because the thing is, when you have this surgery, the doctor keep telling you to have sex because he wanted to get used to it, and he also wanted to stretch it out. I wasn't having sex, so I wasn't stretching it out and all of that. So that's the thing. So now I'm like, yeah, I have to use it.
So how do your friends treat you differently after the change?
No, this is the thing. Not all the girls that know. I think the ones who still have their penis think that I am better than them. And this is no shape or form against any other girl. This is just something that I wanted since I was a child. My mom caught me in the bathroom at 6 years old with a razor blade and a scissors to cut my penis off.
Wow, that's the
because I knew it didn't belong there. But this is not for everybody. You have to remember that most of the girls in America here, some of them were gay, and then they transformed into transgender. I was never gay. Right. I was never gay. I was living as a straight life because I didn't want to get killed, and then I transformed into wire. But every girl that I dated, they knew that I was a girl. They knew because I told them. They know.
So you went from straight to woman. You skipped over gay.
Yes. So I didn't went through the whole gay experience and all of that. So you have to remember when someone go through the gay experience and stuff, they enjoy the gay sex.
Okay.
They enjoy that all aspect. They enjoy their penis. They enjoy all of that. So it's different. And a lot of girls, but you see, like even with transgender. Let me tell you something. A gay guy sees his transgender girlfriend getting a lot of straight guys and straight dicks, and they become girl. A lot of transgender girls right now are not, to me, in my opinion, are not really transgender. They do it because their friend did it, because they see their friend become a woman and she getting a lot of straight man.
Exactly.
And a lot of gay men love straight man.
A lot of gay men that are straight men love trans women and gay men.
Yeah, exactly. So it's. I think someone should do something because they want to, not because of force or not because of influence.
That's true.
Do it for yourself. And when it comes to the gender reassignment surgery, you may never ever enjoy sex again. I got it for my 40th birthday, and the reason why I got it for my 40th birthday because I tell myself, I become a slut before I had it. Right. I did everything. I had group sex. I did everything because I tell myself, I'm doing it because I knew I was getting ready for my 40th birthday.
Right.
So if I never enjoy sex again, I enjoy. You get my point?
Right.
I enjoy enough because I knew there's a big possibility that I will never enjoy sex again. But at the same time, for me, things are mentally, because even I wanted to see if I could come, and I rubbed this side of my hip, you know, the bone to the side of the hip, and I rubbed right there until I come. The doctor still don't understand how I was able to come by rubbing right there.
So you had the SRS surgery at 40?
I got my gender reassignment surgery at 4.
Okay,
I got it at
got it.
39. So I
Okay.
got it at 39 because I'm going to take 1 year to heal.
Okay.
So I got it at 39 for my 40th birthday. So on my 40th birthday, I could take it out for a test drive. I couldn't even take it out for a test drive because I had so many complications. You know, the muscle wasn't remembering anything. I was peeing. So when somebody go inside me, I want to pee on them.
Right, because it's a lot of nerves and stuff.
Yeah, because it's like it was resting right on the bladder. Was resting right on the bladder. And guess what? Guess what now, girl? Yesterday when they were having the surgery, the next surgery, and me to correct some stuff, they found that I had right on the pee that I had an infection. They cut out pus. They squeezed out pus from it yesterday.
Wow, God bless you.
They just found that out yesterday.
Remember
Yesterday
you was...
to the surgery. And I've been going to the doctor. They didn't find that. They didn't find that. I didn't find that. I've been having sex. They didn't find that. They didn't know that. But that's why I was having problem when someone inside me, I just want to pee on them because of that. I had this surgery for 3 years. It's been 3 years now, I think.
Remember you were saying something in reference to you kept feeling something vibrating? You was like, something is vibrating in my vagina, and it's vibrating and it's vibrating. Remember you were saying that?
Vibrating?
Yeah, you were saying my pussy is vibrating. Or maybe you're just trying to be funny. I don't know. But you was like, my pussy is vibrating and I need something in it because I've never felt this feeling before. Maybe you were saying that.
Oh, it was tweaking, like tweaking.
Right.
Yes. Something changed inside me.
Right.
Where I wasn't getting any, I wasn't horny. I'm home and I have hot man that I want to hang out with, and I wasn't horny at all.
Right. See, they always say listen to your body, and even though you was making a joke, I thought you was making a joke because I know you're a comedian.
No, it was serious. It was
and you were serious. Okay.
My pussy started to tingle, it started to tweak, and I was horny. I wanted to jump on something. I was horny, and that was the first time in 3 years.
So let me ask you this. If a girl wanted to have the SRS surgery,
you can say do research, but it's not about it. It's just find the right doctor, but not because the doctor is very good. You can fall into that 3% where something go horribly wrong.
Oh, but this is the question I wanted to ask you. If a girl wanted to have the SRS surgery and she wasn't passable, would you recommend her to just go it anyway? Or do you feel as though passable is a term that the gay men made in the ballroom scene?
I think passable is a way the gay man went in the ballroom scene, and I hate the word passable because when I first started, I was working at the office and they laugh at me because they said I'm going to look like Tina Turner because let's be honest, I was 23 years old. I grew out my full manhood, and given my nationality, I was very, very hairy.
Right.
Very hairy. So I grew up my full manhood. So the gay man them couldn't see it. The gay agents when they couldn't see it. So they were making jokes. I'm gonna look like Angela Bassett and Tina Turner. Basically telling me remember how pumped she was to do that movie?
Yeah.
Telling me I'm gonna be hard. Yes. But for me, it's not about what you look like. It's about, people tend to forget, it's not about what you look like, it's how you feel on the inside.
That's true. That's true.
It's how you feel on the inside. Because you have women all over the place that look hard as a man.
That's true. Very true.
You have women that need, that genetically woman, and they need facial feminization surgery.
Exactly. Very true. And I do believe, my personal opinion as well, that comes from the ballroom scene because there are a lot of girls that are passable and they get chopped.
What I don't like, I understand the ballroom scene help people and all of that stuff, but I don't like the fact that the categories and who is real and what is not real.
Right.
And I think the gay man them put down the trans woman by saying,
Amen.
oh, I don't know why she become a woman. She don't even look feminine. She's not possible. She's not real. She's not this. It's not about what you look like, but how you feel.
Exactly my point.
It's how you feel.
You,
Because for 23 years I have to hide who I am, but I knew who I was on the inside. For me, I didn't know that I was going to look this beautiful and was feminine, and I didn't care what I looked like. As long as I was able to wear a dress and be the woman that I want to be,
yeah,
that's
you do
all
love
that
dresses.
matters. I don't care if I did look. They call me a brick. They used to call me a brick. A brick. And I think that's where the ballroom scene comes in. I said, the ballroom scene and gay men think that you have to be pretty to become
Exactly.
transgender. They think you have to be pretty. And you don't have to be pretty. It's about how you feel.
Right.
It's about how you feel.
So do you ever have problems as far as getting jobs? Or was it really easy?
Well,
for
I
you?
basically got fired when I was transitioning from the job because, one of them who called me Tina Turner, Angela Bassett. So I basically got fired. I mean, most of the girls you turn to the nightlife because it was more accepted, because the girls them accepted more than the regular work. Because let's be honest, nobody's gonna have you in their corporate office, because when you come to the office, because a transgender role model is Jessica Rabbit, a cartoon, a fucking cartoon, for Christ's sake,
Yeah.
a cartoon. So when you showed up at work, it's the tension is on you. Everybody's staring at you and everybody talking about you because you look like a blood dog.
But you know what I don't like when it comes down to when working in corporate or offices and stuff? You have gay people that out the two-spirit woman. Like they'll out them to the straight people as if they're going to get some type of
Gay man,
brownie.
I got jumped. I got jumped by 4 guys, and it was a gay man who howled me.
Wow. I'm
I
sorry.
got jumped, and it was a gay man that howled me. The gay man has always, and I think the one that always comes for the trans woman and outed them is the one who wants to become a woman, but are afraid that society would judge them out of it. So they don't become a woman; they become a feminine boy, a feminine bottle. And even in the modeling field for years, girls been showing up at Fashion Week and being a standby, hoping that they would take them on to model. And the gay makeup artist would say, no, she's a man.
Wow.
So the gay man has been detrimental
Wow.
to trans women.
I agree.
The gay men are the ones that are killing the trans women. In terms of job and hounding them and them getting attacked in the projects and all of that, it's always the gay one that hounded the girls.
The gay ones that you
Always.
can't spook that they're gay. They passable as being straight, and they out the girls and get
They
them murdered
out the
and act like they
girls.
don't know what's going on. Agreed. I definitely agree with that. We're not saying all gay men. We're just saying there is a large amount.
Numerous of time when the girls because they would show up at Fashion Week. They show up at Fashion Week with their book, because at Fashion Week most of the time they don't have a model, they lost a model, and they will show up just to stand as a standby for them to get a job. And as they go to the makeup chair,
Yeah.
the gay man, the makeup artist would tell her, no, this one is a man,
You know,
and audit them.
it's so sad because it's not just even the gay men, it's the gay women as well. And due to the fact that we have our allies and stuff, the allies are actually coming in to try to figure us out who is what, and they're not there to be supportive. They're basically there to out them to the world, as if the girl isn't already going through enough.
Exactly.
They coming in and try to even make
What
that.
what I will say though, now, if anyone, now's the best time to be trans. We're in your living room. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're everywhere now, and people are more more accepting of us now.
Do you think so?
People are more accepting now, but before it's torturous. But the gay man, it's have always been bad, and we not getting jobs and all of that stuff because the gay man always messed that up, and then they like, oh, the girl, she's a prostitute, she's this, she's that. When the girl has, because they have to turn to some source to make money.
Agreed.
And trans woman, I've cleaned up my life for 7 years. 7 years, not doing any of those work. Cleaned up my life for 7 years because I wanted to get married and I wanted to have kids.
Right.
And 7 years, I've been a good girl. and wanted a husband. And guys always says, oh, the girls, the more working girls, they can't find a good girl that don't work. Here I am for 7 years, and everybody just wanted to fuck me.
Let me just interject in for a second. Unfortunately, this is the same thing a lot of people are going through. A lot of cisgender women that are very beautiful can't even find a man, or just a biological woman. There are a lot of men out here that are gay that can't find a man, and a two-spirit woman, basically, they get it even worse. But we're not going to say everybody, because everybody ain't got the same story. But unfortunately, when it comes down to it, a lot of men are really shied away from everybody, especially for commitment issues. And a lot of times, when even though a man could be attracted to a two-spirit woman, he needs approval from somebody else in order to him to be happy.
Yeah, and with me now, as I have a vagina, and the guys want to tell you, oh, they on the deal, they on the deal. I'm like, what are you on the deal for? I am a woman. I am fish. What are you on the deal for?
Exactly. But you know,
one of the things that I really like now, the fact that first when I go home with a guy and I give him the condom, he would say, I was hoping you put it on you. So you
wow.
Still, he would say, I was hoping you put it on you.
Wow.
And I'm like, because even when you're trans, I realize that you have to say, are you a top or a bottom?
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't.
I didn't know you have to say that. But even when you say that, they're going to lie to you and tell you that they're a top because they don't want to be embarrassed. And once you get to their house and they're naked, they want you to play with their ass and put something in their ass.
Their bottoms. They're ladybugs. Ladybugs. They lie and say one thing. They hardcore. They thugs on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the sheets, or should I say behind the scenes.
And I mean, people, you should absolutely get what you want, but find somebody else who want that.
There you go. I tell men all the time, do your research. Every girl is different. Do your research. But a lot of times men feel
every girl is different, and every girl is different. Yeah, some girls who are only top ones because they don't want to do it. You know. So men need to do their research and because I didn't become like this to tap anybody.
It's amazing to me. I always feel it kind of, and it's like a devil advocate, like a damn if you do. Sometimes I feel as though it's very insulting when you go meet a girl.
Let's look at my last relationship. My relationship, been with this guy for 3 years. He wanted to give me the house and everything, and he wanted to engage me. And when I booked the day for my surgery, my relationship ended. My little brother called me immediately and tell me and said I need to put on pause because Electra is going through the same thing that you're going through.
Wow, exactly.
And when I look at it, but I said Electra one is different because that was kind of like her sugar daddy, whatever. This man was the love of my life, and this man said he would give me everything. But he's just asking for me to do one thing. Do not have the surgery.
Wow.
Do not have the surgery. And I said to him, if you really know me, you would have never asked that. But my mom caught me in the bathroom with a razor blade and said just to cut it off. It's for me, it's not about the money. It's not about what you can give me. And yes, I'm looking for love. It's not about the money for me. And I'm not going to come this far and reach this far in the game when you work so hard and save to have the surgery and then let somebody tell you that you can't. Because for me, all my life I felt incomplete. I felt incomplete. Not every girl feel incomplete. I feel incomplete.
But you know,
and my sex change was supposed to be the highlight of my life. And I consider it my lowest moment. My lowest moment. For 1 year, I was locked up in my house, couldn't do anything, was peeing on myself. I had to hide things on my bed because peeing everywhere. I'm in the supermarket, it's like my water break. For 1 year, it was torture.
Well, that's a rebirth because you have to relearn your body, so it's not going to go. You know, yeah. It's not a textbook thing. We just read a book and it goes that way. You're a real person.
Exactly.
Know, and the thing that also gets me is that when men feel as though certain things they do with you make them gay. How do you refer to me as being gay? In other words, to me, I feel as though you're saying you're a man. If you say, if I do this with you, that makes me gay. If I do that with you, it makes me gay. So reality is that you don't see me as what you complain that you see me as. Because those little spurts always speak out on in reference to that subliminal.
So yeah, because for me, me having the surgery give a lot of men now. What surprised me is that all the men that used to talk to me before don't talk to me anymore.
Wow.
All the men then that I taught, and these men date women and stuff, and now that I am fish, they want nothing to do with me. I have one even go far as tell me, and this man is an intelligent man and is the sweetest man I know. He said to me, "Why did you do something so stupid?"
Wow. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel
And like it's for them. I did it for me, not for them.
right? Of course. Let me ask you this: do you feel as though men love men and they really don't love women that much? They just do what society says do. Because I realized that when I was in my neighborhood, I always had a man. A lot of men like to be around men. But when it comes to being with a woman, it's always like a struggle. They don't even call women boo, my baby. They call them bro and my nigga.
I think they're undercover gay. Some of them are really undercover gay. I think some being with a trans woman, they can lie to themselves and say that it's a woman. They like a woman.
But
But that's what I said.
they want to perform as a man, but they got the face of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: have you ever had a lot of women hit on you?
Huh?
Has a lot of biological females chased after you?
When I had the penis.
Oh, okay. How about now?
When I had the penis, not now. I
Oh,
only have a couple ask me to join their marriage.
oh, okay. Those things. Okay.
It's a sister-wife thing. But before, everybody, because I was also a big girl, I was 10 inches, so I made the perfect lesbian.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. But now that I'm complete, now that I'm complete, I am not getting man and I'm not getting woman.
So let me ask you this question as well. What would you tell a girl that's basically suffering in silence because her surgery didn't come out the way she wanted and she really don't know what to do? She's home, she's crying because
I think it's all mentally. So if a girl, the procedure didn't work out and it didn't work for her good,
no, but
she had
no, but
she also has to find a man that is the best pussy eater.
no, but what I'm saying is that like sometimes when the girls have the surgery and stuff, it becomes complicated. Like after they got the work, it's not working properly and stuff. And a lot of times girls don't want to share because the girls within the community are so shady and they will beat you up mentally that you didn't want nobody
I
to
think
even.
I think it's private, and I think as much as we would like people to be more honest, I think they have to be private because they are dealing with a lot already, and just one little comment can be like one little comment can push you close to the edge.
But I'm saying is, what would you say to that girl who's suffering in silence because
Okay.
she feels as though
What I would say to that girl who suffer and go through that is that it does get better. It does get better. You have to consider it as a rebirth, and you are growing to a different type of a womanhood. You're growing into a womanhood, but this is a different chapter of your life. You have to look at your life and say, that was your past, that was the different chapter, now you're in a different chapter, and you have to find to make this life memorable and live worthy.
because what the sad part about it is, a lot of girls have committed suicide
A
after
lot of girls are committing suicide because they don't enjoy it no more, because they can't enjoy sex. And what they don't tell you to, girl, I cried before when I was in the thing there, and it's almost like I didn't have feelings. Now when I cried, my throat swelled up. I can't talk, and I can't watch certain TV show anymore because I cry a lot.
Oh, so you're more.
Yes. So what happened is that because your balls, I didn't realize how much my balls protected me. Even though I was on the estrogen and the spirulactin, you still produce a little male testosterone. But now that you have it completely gone, it's not here to protect you anymore. So my ex said to me that my sex change will change me, and I said to him, it's just another hole, it won't change me. But he was absolutely right. I am changed. I am not the same person that I used to be. So anyone who go through their complication or anything, they have to realize that they're not the same person anymore, and they have to try and get to know this new person. You have to re-know yourself all over again. I think I got mine late. I think getting it earlier would have been better, because getting it earlier, you can actually grow into your womanhood. You get my point? Experience things. But getting it this late in the game, you up for 40 years. I enjoy the other person, basically. You get my point?
Yeah. But I think you're an empath, because I do feel as though that you feel other people's pain, and also you have a thing that you can feel when someone is going through something, and those feelings actually transpire to you, where you actually start crying and feeling as if it's happening to you. I definitely feel like you're that girl.
Yeah, I was on the bus.
So you have to monitor what you watch on TV. You have to monitor what you watch online, because
I was on the bus, and I got home and I couldn't stop crying, because I'm looking at the hard-working woman faces, like the people who clean the house, the people who do stuff, and I see the pain in their eye and the pain in their face. I couldn't talk to my mother for months, because my mother was in an abusive relationship with my father, and I could see the pain in her eye, and for the first time I'm actually seeing it. Like before, my testosterone protected me from these things. Now I'm actually able to see it and almost feel what they're going through. And it's mentally, I was a mess. I fell into depression. So I tell myself I need to go to bitch school, because if I go outside and someone yell at me, I cry.
Right. But that's
I become so fragile. When I realized the world was too fragile for me, I have to stay home and learn how to deal with myself and coach myself how to stop feeling.
So are you still close with your family?
Yes, I am close with my family.
Okay, cool.
I just spoke to my mom, you know.
Oh, that's a blessing. That's good. That's even better. That's good to hear. Because a lot of times when parents find out about their children, they throw them on the street. And I always wondered, do they ever wonder, do their children are still alive, and how do you feel?
That's why, for me, like, I live a public life on social media.
Right.
But I live a private life in person. I'm a very private. In person, I'm very private. But I live a very public social media life.
Right. Right.
And I live a very public social media, but in my personal life, I'm very private. And some people don't get that, but I'm very private in person. And the reason why I did that, because I said, if I die tomorrow, my family wasn't talking to me, and I said, if I die tomorrow, they have a video or something to watch and see that I was actually happy.
God forbid.
Yeah, so now they're watching, and they see, and they accept me now, because they see, they learn about this person. So I think, having a whole social media does help. If your family not in your life, they will come to your story, and they will watch and find you and see that you are happy and see that you're living a good life. And what I would say to people, before, when I came here, I had two aunts that didn't want nothing to do with me, and I watched Tammy Faye one day, and before she died, she said, if you had a dead weight, it could be a family member, anybody, you have a dead weight that's carrying on your back. If you're transgender again, you have a dead weight with a family member carrying on your back. Take that load off and bury it. And I buried my two auntie that's here, and I was able to move forward and live my life and stop worried about other people's opinion and what they think of me. And I was able to live my life freely. And I'm happy with myself. I am surprised. I walk past a mirror, and sometimes I got frightened by myself. I have to walk back to the mirror, and I can't believe that's actually me.
Right. Let me ask you this. When you have the first surgery, they said you have to have the second surgery for the reshaping of the vagina, like they reshape it over to make it.
No, they have one surgery.
Really?
That's what they tell you, one surgery. But it's a whole bullshit lie. They're not going to be able to do everything in one, because it's more than 6 hours worth of surgery.
Right. So do it look
they
like
had two surgeries?
So does it looks like two surgeries? Because I was told that you have to have one surgery, which means that you have to have the
That was before technology get better.
Oh, it's better now. So
before they had two surgeries. They make it, and you're actually walking around with two butt crack, and then the second they go back and do the cosmetic surgery on the outside. But now they do it all in one.
Wow.
But they do it all in one. But sometimes the reason why girls go back for a second, because they needed more depth.
What does that mean? Like more girth?
When I say more depth, they need to take more inches.
Right. Okay. So
the main problem is the inches.
Okay, so how long did it take for you to start working? I mean, not working, walking after the surgery? Because I know it has to hurt for you to even walk on the ground. Like you could feel every.
For me, it took me my complete 1 year because of my complications.
Ooh.
But other girls were up and about in 6 months.
I was having a conversation with a girl. She said she had the surgery stuff, which was so weird. I don't know if she was telling the truth or not, but she expressed to me that she had the surgery stuff, and she was just walking at the gym and she was working out, and I was like, how do you have surgery and you're just walking around like this quickly?
No, that's a lie. Most girls are not honest because they want you to get it. Because let me tell you something, misery love company.
Yeah.
And some girl wanted to get it because they are fucked up and they don't want to tell you the truth because they want also for you to get fucked up. So most girls, they don't want to tell you the truth. A lot of girls are walking around with 2 inches vagina, 4 inches vagina.
So those. So in other words, if you don't have you don't have enough meat, they have to go for the second surgery to add girth or
to add more depth. Yes.
So what would they use? Like,
it's revision. They use they can use the robot. So now they using it because when the doctor did the surgery, as a person they cannot go that far. But once they use the robot can actually get further.
A robot.
Yes, a robot. So I had the robot. I did the robot. I went back for more depth and did robot.
Wow. So, well, it's successful. Everything is going great with you. Thank God for that. And a lot of girls, because I know some girls who have to work and stuff done. And I think within me, I feel as though when it comes to the girls, you have to be strong mentally. Because unfortunately, when it comes to these men, they will break you down mentally. The world will break you down.
What I always say is that if they have a troubled past or to face their demon now, if they're going to do it, face their demon. Face their whatever trauma they got to face it, because once you had your surgery, it's going to be like a computer overloading, and everything keep coming. All this information from your molested child, everything keep coming in, and you just they had to have 2 therapists in my room. I cried non-stop. All the pain and abuse that I went through as a child, I'm feeling them for the first time.
So you're kind of like on a sensitive.
I almost drive myself crazy and mentally insane. It's
Plus COVID-19 is not helping.
And then plus COVID-19, yes, I fall into depression during COVID-19, and I think, Wow. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Well, I'm praying for you, because I know you're in the hospital, and I definitely appreciate you doing this interview to try to help the girl. That's why I said you're an empath. Like, you care about people, because here it is, a beautiful woman that's not well, get on here to try to help somebody else. When a lot of other girls would not do it, and a lot of girls need to have this conversation, because unfortunately, the girls aren't talking, but they're killing themselves, they're getting on drugs, and they're not letting people know what's going on. A lot of girls have had this surgery and was not happy with it, and they didn't know how to function.
So they stuck on drugs, and they stuck on anything to ease the pain and all of that stuff. It's a lot of girls have the surgery and want to go back. And what you have to remember is that the surgery is non-reversible.
And that's the thing that I feel as though needs to be talked about, because a lot of girls want to have it, but they're not thinking of the after effect. All they're thinking of is before, things going to go this way, and it's not always that way. It's kind of like I was telling you about another girl. She said she wanted to talk to me about it as well. She had complications from it and stuff like that, and it was so much she's going through mentally. And even though she smiles, she's broken. And I feel as though it's something that the girls.
There are a few perks in it, because my skin now is completely soft.
Right, you very successful, but a lot of girls out here that are not. And I feel as though it's good to get.
And it doesn't matter how strong you are. The strongest can be broken.
Amen.
Because I am strong, and I fall into depression. I wanted to go on my roof and see if I could fly, but I knew a bitch couldn't fly.
Well, we don't want
I knew I couldn't fly, and I'm Catholic, so we don't believe in suicide. So I had to fight through and face my fears, and I was crying nonstop. But what I started to do, I start releasing pieces of my pain on the internet. I tell myself I need to release pieces of the pain so I can let go.
Yeah, well, you're a beautiful woman, and the thing about it is that suicide is only when you want to get out of pain. You don't want to die. You just want to get out of pain. It was something I had to come to terms with it myself as well. It's not like I wanted to die. I just was tired of hurting. I wanted the pain to
tired
stop.
of hurting the
Right.
pain.
So we're thinking that suicide just get rid of pain, but reality is that it's not the death that you want. You just want the pain
It's
to
not the
stop.
death. It's the one you want the pain to stop.
That's all you want. And it's sad because a lot of beautiful girls that's basically taking that route, which they didn't have to. And like I tell a lot of them that there's too many of us out here for you to reach. And unfortunately, you have to do your research on your sisters because every sister is not your sister. And some girls are jealous of you. And they're on a whole nother path. Of what
One thing I was very surprised is that the black community, the black trans community, they hate on the black girls, and they hate on the lighter skinned black girls for no apparent reason, without even knowing them.
Unfortunately, that's within the whole black community. They it's the colorism, the light skins, the dark skins.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, given that I'm from a third world country,
and you never
to
will
come here and deal with it. Yeah.
And you never will, and I won't either. Because at the end of the day, whether you want to end up or not, you're still black. That's the whole. Sometimes you just have to separate people from their whole views and let it be their views, and you get your bag and you just walk out the door and leave them there in their mess. Because sometimes people just looking for something just to be mad about. So
Amen.
So I definitely and I noticed that you're like me, you're an introvert. So we kind of stay to ourselves. We can have a whole new party in the house. Ain't nobody there but us. And people can
But I enjoyed my own company.
Exactly
a
my
lot.
point. Because you know you ain't gonna do nothing bad to yourself.
Exactly. I enjoy my own company. And it's been amazing because people are so evil these days. They can't wait for a moment for you to fall.
And that's the thing that the girls go through. And rather say they meet these guys and the guys telling this story, then they have sex with the guys, and 9 times out of 10 she was the top, he was the bottom, and he feels upset with her for turning him out, even though he agreed to it. He's now upset with her for doing something he asked to do, didn't kill her. And then he says, "Well, I didn't know where she was." And then
and that's why these girls are dancing, because most of these men, they know what the girls are, and they go. But for them not to feel guilty or know that somebody just boned them, they don't want that information out there, so they attack the girl.
Exactly. And
because they want the girl to be afraid of them, because for them to do that, you need me?
Yes, just
well, thank you, sis.
I have to go.
Okay, thank you for this interview, Mama. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
And you be well. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone. That was a beautiful woman that wanted to give you an idea of what's going through in reference to SRS surgery and stuff like that. Like I said before, she's in the hospital, and basically the doctor showed up and stuff, and I asked her, because she was going through complications basically within her vagina, and she was saying that she wanted to get more wet, and y'all heard the whole interview in reference to that and stuff. You know, it's something I always feel as though we need to have the conversation, because a lot of girls are not talking, and I feel it's unfair, especially the younger girls that are watching, and they feel as though, oh, once I have the surgery, everything's going to be great. And like with surgery, sometimes things could go really great, and sometimes things don't go that way. Now, every girl is different. I can't tell a girl what I feel as though she need to do reference to her transition. I always question, if I had the surgery, would I tell the guy that, you know, what I once was? To me, within myself, I would tell only because he may want a family. He may want things, stuff like that. Now, some people say, well, Raven, some women can't have children, stuff like that. Like I said before, and that works for you, that's fine. That works for you. But for me, I feel as though I would have a guilt complex, only because here it is a man that's trying to have a baby with me, and I can't give him a baby because I have a past. and then here it is, he's loving on me, kissing on me. He may feel sorry for me because he can't give me a baby like, I love you, mama, we'll just adopt. And then to go down the line and then to find out something totally different, to me, he may go crazy and just snap, and that's just my opinion. And I'm the kind of person that just believes in being fair. Yes, I do believe that once you're at the surgery, you're completed. You're a woman, and some girls don't have to tell. Some girls do tell. I cannot dictate every person what I feel as though, because these are real people with real pasts, and real storylines. And I don't know. Only thing I can speak for is when it comes to me. As far as the SRS surgery, I always wondered about it. I thought about it. Would I do it? Have I done it? I just feel as though it's something that you need to really think about it. And mentally, if you want to play it out, act like you already had it, and envision your life. Would it be any different after you've had the surgery? Remember, there are biological females that could basically push a baby out of the JJ, and she can't find a man, and men are dogging her. There are a lot of men out here that are dogging us. And I understand the goal is to get a man and get married and stuff like that, which was my goal as well. But a lot of times, things don't go exactly the way we want it according to plan. Being in a two-spirit world and dealing with biological females, the channel is a lot similar, but very much a lot different at the same time. Now, if you sit back and watch what they do to biological females, they murder them just like they murder us. The only difference within biological females, unfortunately, is not covered. It's really not covered as much as we do with our trans sisters or our two-spirit sisters and brothers. We actually let the world know what happens to us. But if you really think about it, a lot of biological females that's been murdered, they went underneath the bridge, have not even been reported. Not even as important. Breonna Taylor, which of course is a biological female, was killed. Here it is, the people that killed her is still walking around. George Floyd was a big mess and everything when it got to. Look at the difference of the comparison between a male and a female. A woman's worth and her livelihood don't seem to be as elevated to the capacity it should be into womanhood that she deserves. It's unfair treatment for females, biological or two-spirit as well. Now, I'm just saying, when you transition stuff, everything that the women are going through, you're going to go through it as well. That means you may go through it even worse because of the fact that you transition. So even some biological females are going to grab hold of you, pull you to her, and help you and cover you, because a lot of stuff you ain't going to know, she already going to know. And there are some that's going to hate you. But you also have to realize when it comes to biological females, a lot of times biological females go against biological females. So we say, oh, you just hate me because of whatever. But this is just in woman's hood. It's not going to get special treatment, even though you transition, that things are going to go different for you when dealing with biological females. They're real people. Every biological female has gone through their own struggles and their storylines, and things that may be detrimental to her, suicidal, being raped. The father basically was her first person that gave her sex. It's a lot. Even though when it comes to two-spirit women, a lot of your storylines may be similar to the same. Your father may have molested you, whatever case it be, or you never molested at all. And the thing about it is, we all have different stories. We all get here differently. And unfortunately, it's a lot to take on when it comes to society. When you were once born in the biological body of a male, you have privileges, whether you realize it or not. When you become into the womanhood, just imagine your struggle is going to go down 10 times worse. Now, the things, the accolades that you once received is now gone. It's been abandoned for your decision of building your truth. Even though we want to say, well, just because of what I am, unfortunately, you've gotten into womanhood, and as the old saying goes, you never know what a person going through until you walk in their shoes. And welcome to womanhood. There are a lot of beautiful women, biological, that can't even find a man. The same thing with my two-spirit sisters. So this is the avenue that we're walking into. So when you sit back and say, well, because of what I am, that I can't find a man, biological females are saying the same thing. Unfortunately, the DL life is bigger than anybody can ever imagine. The download life is more bigger than the LGBTQ. Trust and believe. There are a lot of men that are looking on, that are having sex with everybody and don't care about nobody, not even themselves. But anyway, I just want to share this with you. And my sister, I appreciate you coming on, giving the girls an insight and stuff like that. If you're the kind of person that want to send me your story in reference to SRS surgery, that what you have done and stuff like that, like I said before, I want to share the story to get the conversation out. Like I said, I do not want you to give your location. I do not want you to give your ethnicity. I don't want you to give anything. I have to protect you from anybody knowing anything. I feel as though you're more freer to give your testimony when other people can't say, oh, I saw it was you, you know, because we live in a world of hypocrites and stuff. And unfortunately, those hypocrites are actually in our own community. And also, our two-spirit sisters have been known to backstab your own sisters. So, like I said before, you can always email me at Ravenovah@yahoo.com. Have a safe and blessed day. Share the video everywhere you can. At the top, there's an Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Like and share this video. And please comment below. Let me know how you feel about this video. This video help you? And thank you, my sister, my beautiful sister, for trying to help. And I love you. And everybody, please be safe out there. Like and share this video everywhere you can. Love you. Love you.